is coming.
Have you heard about Angel Reese's outrageous response to winning MVP? Her play isn't the only thing making waves in the basketball community.
Caitlyn is Jean Grey out there.
I can tell you this.
She's an Omega level mutant.
X-Men.
Omega. She's a phoenix.
Hilarious.
I can tell you something right now. Is the fact that they have her second in MVP clearly says she's going to win Rookie of the Year. For sure. Fire out.
Yeah, because media, y'all know.
I don't think there's anything really.
Y'all don't mess up that poll.
We don't get no vote.
Right.
Shit,
I enjoyed debating which one was going to get Rookie of the Year, but y'all.
But the fact that they have her as second in MVP voting,
y'all fucked
it
it up.
kind of just
There's
clearly
no way.
shows you that they're.
I mean, because there's a difference between 20 rebounds and then 19 assists.
Depends on what you value.
Oh man,
because I'm getting
Depends
both
on what
buckets.
you
I'm
value.
getting people buckets.
Or your
both is hard. Like both is hard. 20 rebounds and you're a rookie going against veterans.
That's hard.
That do that for a living. That's hard.
When you got another 7 foot here next to you.
Have we seen that even?
One of us
who has never gotten near a 20 rebound
because
game.
you're getting all the boards.
What rookie?
Right,
what rookie
'cause
in the NBA got 20 rebounds?
Huh?
In a game or
probably Kevin Love?
You said what?
20 rebounds is hard.
NBA? Shaq probably.
See, he would be the only. But now think about it. Physically bigger than everybody.
Will?
He would be the only one.
Yeah.
I mean, besides, well, you can't go back then because everybody's white. You got to be old.
Wilt had 45 in the game. Wemby had 20 rebounds in the
so
game.
Wemby.
Dwight Howard had a 21 and 20
I was
game.
thinking Dwight.
Wes Unseld back in the day.
Okay, so basically Dwight and Wemby.
Yeah.
So it's not an easy thing. So for her to get 20 rebounds,
It's a skill thing.
It's a skill
thing. It's a skill thing.
So you can't. 20 assists is
a skill thing.
20 assists is.
I mean, I'm still here for the. I mean,
Walker Kessler did it.
They
Mark
both
Wayne.
did win.
Isaiah Stewart
it really
did
depends on how the voters vote.
Yeah, Cat did it. Mitchell Robinson.
It could go to either one depending on what people value.
Give
Adama
Caitlyn the
Sanogo did it, I
MVP,
believe.
give Angel the Rookie of the Year, and we be good. White, black, we good. We go party at the backyard.
Clark received 4 MVP votes. And now, what's the actual story here? Everyone wonders, is this a matter of skill or is there another factor at play?
What surprised me was Caitlin Clark was all the way at 4th. I actually had her, if I'd have had a vote, I had her at number 2 in all of this, and I think anybody can make an argument for number 1 with Caitlin Clark if they wanted to. And, oh my God.
Let's discuss Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. In the sport of women's basketball, these two are unmatched titans. Now, Angel's squad is down to 11 and 22, thus she isn't having on her squad quite as much of an impact as Caitlin is. Caitlin Clark is leading the WNBA in assists. She is the best player in the league by a quarter. It's quite impressive for a novice. To my surprise, Caitlin Clark has already shown herself to be a once-in-a-generation talent. That was unexpected at Iowa, I must say. All season long, they've been making noises, but right now, a dispute has everyone talking. It's examining the rankings. Although you undoubtedly lean somewhat toward Angel, Caitlin has excellent numbers. Furthermore, I believe that this will be much tighter than most people had anticipated. All right, a few things. First and foremost, Caitlin Clark has the potential to become the first ever WNBA rookie to average 1.555. She so most definitely deserves to be considered. The Storm Center is upon her, as you are aware. There are instances when you have to examine the amount of pressure you are subjected to. Can you believe this much mayhem is being caused by one MVP vote? This is where things become really fascinating, though. It's no longer simply about basketball. It has to do with something far more significant in the sports world. You may be asking yourself, what could be more significant than an MVP vote? Now fasten your seatbelts because we're about to delve into a tale that is causing a stir in the sports industry. Are you prepared to learn the real story behind this unexpected change of events? You're about to see how women's basketball is changing due to an unexpected MVP vote. Is it possible that a single person's choice may override a unanimous winner in this scenario? That's precisely what has occurred, and it's igniting a discussion that has the potential to alter sports forever. A'ja Wilson was unanimously selected as Sunday's MVP since she is the finest player in the W, the only player to accomplish that feat in history. Let's examine this MVP vote that's making waves in the media. With all 67 of the media panel's votes for first place, A'ja Wilson clearly won. This, which has to do with the WNBA MVP vote, went approximately as planned. The winner is Aja Wilson. She has now won it 3 times, and everyone agreed that she deserved to be named the WNBA MVP. Yes, it was a total win. This is where things get crazy, though. Somehow, Angel Reese managed to secure a vote, and the basketball community is going insane because Angel Reese received the vote for Most Valuable Player. Who, after all, can we really connect that to? I'm crossing my fingers and praying that comes out in real life in order to ascertain who voted for Angel Reese.
Really?
Okay, I'm not getting it. Aja Wilson of the Las Vegas Aces was selected unanimously. What's the big deal about a vote, you might wonder? Let me tell you something. Though the vote itself is not the main issue, it has to do with what that vote stands for. This season's numbers for Angel Reese. 13.1 rebounds and 13.6 points every game. Even while the double-double averages seem great at first, the situation is more complicated than that. The best part is right here. Across the league, Reese's efficiency inside the 5-yard line was the lowest. It was cast for Angel Reese. A vote for the player of the year. Folks, she has the lowest efficiency within 5 feet in the league, and primarily because to her own missed layups, has a record poor in rebounding. That's all you really need to know, really. That's all you really need to know, really. I'm eager to see who wins Rookie of the Year. Yes, that's the worst. How, therefore, could she receive an MVP vote? Fans and analysts are perplexed by this and have severe concerns regarding the voting procedure. Caitlin Clark is performing incredibly well. Since the Olympics, she has averaged more than 25 points each game. She has improved as a player, but she has also significantly improved her teammates, and they are now winning games. I believe Nafisa provides the same support to her team. Let's now take a little discussion regarding Caitlin Clark. This season, the girl was unstoppable, averaging 19.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 8.4 assists per game. Speaking about basketball, Caitlin Clark now holds the rookie record in WNBA history. With 12 games remaining, she will attempt to break the record. This is unfolding precisely how I had scripted it. As I predicted, this will. In terms of MVP vote, she came in 4th. And it's clear why when you examine those figures. Angel Reese receiving 1 vote in 4th place. I'm glad for Angel Reese's successful rookie campaign, but really who placed him 4th for MVP? Even though she wasn't the top player on her team, Angel Reese finished 4th and her team won 13 games. It may be argued that she wasn't even her team's second best player at certain points during the season. All I'm trying to convey is that while Reese received an unexpected MVP vote despite her dubious efficiency, Clark lit up the stat sheet in the scoreboard. Caitlin Clark was not listed in the top 5 by 13 people, and they should be publicly humiliated. We should publicly name and shame the 4 individuals who did not rank Stewie in their top 5. Is it clear to you why this is making such a stir? These days it goes beyond the numbers. It's about what we value in women's basketball, about acknowledgement, and about justice. People are energized. Some people believe that those who supported Reese should be disqualified from voting. Some are challenging the system as a whole. It seems like a single vote has let loose a can of worms that no one is able to shut. Furthermore, what do you know? It's no longer simply about Reese and Clark. It's about every player out there trying their hardest and wanting to be acknowledged for their efforts. It concerns the supporters who devote their time and ardor to keeping track of these sportsmen. Additionally, it concerns how we will determine who will win the MVP award in the direction of women's basketball. You recall that we weren't talking simply about Reese and Clark here. It seems like Reese missed the memo. A whole new can of worms was opened by her response to the MVP vote. How could she have said anything to worsen the situation? The next thing Angel Reese did will astound you. She chose to stir up the controversy even more right when everyone believed the MVP debate was winding down. We will be discussing Angel Reese. She's made some egotistical remarks about WNBA players wanting to play with her, and I'll just keep it real. They're really interesting. Let's just say that a lot of her supporters gave her a second look at this. Really fascinating. Are we really sure that a ton of people want to come play with her? Gabby Williams and Marina Mabrey both seemed to want something to do with the sky, didn't they? Reese boldly asserted. The world of basketball is buzzing about that. WNBA players are contacting her, she added, expressing their desire to play with her. Could you image the foolishness? She seems to be attempting to establish her value by revealing these shocking details. Really? Well, of course, they do indeed wish to play with you. She won't be played with by anyone. Really, though, is there a greater narcissist in the nation at the moment? Someone gave her some medication. How come someone who can't pass, shoot, or score would want to play with an egomaniacal player? Really, wow. And this individual is accurate. Okay. Here's the problem, though. Fans don't accept it. They're not only doubtful, they are blatantly irate. Reese is receiving criticism for having an absurdly large ego. It seems as though she tried to amp up the debate. It begs the question, what was she thinking? Was she truly thinking that this would support her claims? We can be certain that many individuals were eager to play with her because, well, Marina Mabrey didn't stop there. The criticism is becoming more severe. Some critics are so incensed that they are demanding drastic action. Angel's vote for MVP demonstrates the skewed nature of this approach. That future voters should not be allowed to cast ballots. I'll tell you about the Rookie of the Year contest. Grab this. Some claim that the person who awarded Reese the fourth place MVP vote ought to be permanently barred from casting ballots for the league awards. Many people are not content. League is not a serious sport. There is far too much bias present. There should be no MVP vote next to your name if you are eliminated from the playoffs. Yes, but it has happened in other leagues as well. That has taken place. It's embarrassing to do this. The WNBA is not professionally run from top to bottom. Close it down, fresh league, not a single person. That's how bad things have gotten. It's no longer simply about one participant. It concerns the system's overall integrity. However, you know what's truly bizarre? The true stars of the season are being overshadowed by all of this controversy. Players who have been producing amazing numbers like Caitlin Clark are being overshadowed by this scandal. It's as though Reese's remarks in this enigmatic vote have raised a massive fog that is obscuring everything else. How this played out merely adds yet another absurdity to the conversation surrounding the WNBA. And the fans are observing. Their anger extends beyond Reese's assertions. They are contesting the MVP voting procedure as a whole. To put it plainly, one fan expressed how skewed this procedure is by pointing out that Angel received a vote for MVP. It has shown all the issues surrounding equity in women's basketball. People are beginning to question if the goal of this is actually to identify the top players, or is there another activity occurring in the background? Fans are incensed, and it's no longer just about Reese. The actual surprise, this dispute has the potential to permanently alter women's basketball. It may surprise you to learn what's truly at risk here. One vote or one player is not all that matters. It has to do with women's sports in general going forward. A vote in fourth place indicates a mental health problem. No, voting is a professional obligation that needs to be handled carefully, correct? It is a sign of mental disorder to vote for this individual in fourth place. Here, let's be sincere. NBA voters, the NBA votes have always been a story. LeBron to Melo for a year ought to have been agreed upon by all. Perhaps you're thinking, come on, how can this much turmoil be caused by one MVP vote? Be prepared for a deeper dive than you might anticipate, so belt up. The fans are calling for greater professionalism and criticizing the WNBA's voting method. It appears as though the entire league is being scrutinized, and what the public sees isn't pleasant. And descended far below the WNBA. Something we already knew, but it's so pervasive that prejudices are being used when choosing winners of annual prizes that have the power to significantly impact people's lives. I'm not sure what the MVP is all about, but I do know that in the NBA, winning specific titles earns you recognition and increases your salary. I hope that's not the case in the WNBA, because then they'll just keep paying people more money for no reason at all who don't deserve it. Let's dissect it. This is more than just a vote for Angel Reese in fourth place. It has to do with equity acknowledgement and the way we regard skill in women's basketball. The supporters aren't keeping quiet and are speaking up. One supporter nailed it when they said that Angel's vote for MVP demonstrated how skewed this process is. Is the frustration palpable? Would want to know and ask if you can find out whether Cheryl Swoops voted her as the MVP. I swear to you all that I will release it at lightning speed, a choice that will draw attention to the anonymous voter narrative rather than the players.